the facilitator. We came, okay, Edwin, say something. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to say something. Okay. So thank you everyone for participating in your circles. And so this is just the little debrief we do post-circle, where we ask people to share, what did you learn from participating in the circle? Or actually, what are the questions, Edwin?
What did you like about the experience, and maybe what would you wish for?
Okay. What did you like about your experience of participating, and what would you wish for in the future? And I'll start. So what I loved is I love the hope that I feel, it's not hope. I love the inspiration that I get from watching people really listen to each other and trying very hard to reflect each other back and understand the meaning of what people are saying. That's very inspiring to me, and it's very beautiful. It's like it's a certain kind of beauty watching people trying to connect that way, and it's very moving to me, and it gives me a lot of hope for the world, for our future. And what I wish for in the future is more diversity in the perspectives of the people who are participating. And maybe, so let's go around. So Edwin, do you want to go next?
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's sort of like moving towards our common humanity. I think Justine mentioned it in her comments too, that when we have this time and this space, which takes it takes a long time, it can take, but it's like slowly we get to really know each other, and there's a sense of connection and understanding, and it just feels really good. So I like that word hopefulness that you mentioned, Lou, and wish for. I would also go for the more variety of people. I know David is always, I'm the only conservative here, is kind of lonely. So that we would have more of a variety, because I really like the energy that comes up from those different perspectives. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Nicholas?
What were the questions again? I'm sorry.
What did you enjoy about this experience, and what would you wish for in the future?
I enjoyed hearing other people's perspectives, really hearing other people's perspectives. And in the future, I echo that I would wish for more variety in opinions and backgrounds, and a better internet connection. How about that?
Okay, thank you. Susan?
Okay, what I appreciated about this process is I saw people really listening to each other, even though they might have had a different viewpoint. And I place a very, very high value on being able to listen to viewpoints that are different from your own. And I'm thinking here, hey, it's not that hard. We can teach this.
Okay, and a wish for the future?
So I wish for, I would say maybe narrowing of an issue, a little bit more targeting an actual issue. Like, I don't know, I had a conversation with my conservative sister-in-law about school busing and, her experiences in the South as a school teacher. I mean, things that get a little bit more specific about an issue and where we come more from our personal experience, if possible.
Okay, thank you. Daryl?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this process. I always think, I've had a little bit of exposure to Susan's work, and that's one of the reasons I'm here, because of a post on her Facebook page. And, I believe that issues that surround us or that confront us each day is our lack of ability to communicate authentically, which I've placed a good high value on. But I'm seeing through this experience, listening and being able to reflect back another person's point of view accurately is a skill that I need some work on, and I'm really enthusiastic about embracing that and developing that skill. I realize that I don't have it. Even though I consider myself a good listener and have really good bullshit detectors and everything else, just the ability to not only communicate authentically, but to listen authentically is kind of like the other side of the coin. And I'm thrilled. I'm really thrilled to have been a part of this. Thank you.
And a wish for the future?
Wish for the future is more of this. Lynn and I, we participate. I participate in Mankind Project here, which is there's a lot of nice processes, but only a part of that is listening. So, as I develop more, I'm going to bring that into that. I think it's extremely important. And so my wish is that not only do we learn as people, and I realize it starts with one person at a time, but learn how to communicate, with emotional intelligence and authenticity, but also that people start acquiring this skill too, to be able to genuinely listen and reflect back another person's point of view. I think it's huge in developing a more healthy, sustainable future for all of us.
Thank you. Lynn?
Thank you. Yeah, I really I would love to know what would happen if I did this to my girlfriend, who I talk to about once a week. If I stopped her and said, Robin, could I just could I reflect back to you what I heard you say? She'd probably go, yeah. I mean, she'd probably be really surprised by it, but I think she'd probably really like it. And this is just a normal. I would love to try that out in real life, right? And so it's an eye opener, and it does take concentration. But also it'll be such a more enriching listening experience. What I would hope for the future is for this to happen, for me to keep doing this, and to maybe get a little day's notice, maybe even a half a day, on what we'll talk about. That'd be really neat.
Okay, thank you. Carolina? You're muted, Carolina.
Sorry, I forgot it. Well, I probably will repeating myself, but it was challenging because of my language skills. I'm not a native speaker in English, so it was difficult. I hope I manage. What I miss, but it's probably a random thing, I miss right-wing point of view on the issue we were discussing. And our subgroup, we were mostly left or liberal central point of view. So I miss very much the right-wing perspective on the event we were discussing. But I suppose it was rather random thing just happened. And in the future, I would like to practice that more and more, and maybe one day to facilitate such things, such empathy dialogue here in Poland. That's what I would like to do.
Okay, thank you. Justine?
Okay, what I learned, I love this process. It's very simple, and I think it's what Zach said. It's a natural process. It does feel very natural and easy, and one that can be used in daily life. I think I know where I could actually use this in different ways, even one-on-one. And I'm mostly especially grateful for David to have joined us and to give another viewpoint, because most of us in our group, we probably all kind of agree with one another pretty much in our own ways. And so, David, I just want to say I'm so grateful for you to be part of the group, and my own view was expanded by you and challenged by you, and we were fortunate to have you. And that is my wish for the future, that, as others have said, that we have more diversity, and if we can think of ways to call in other people and say, oh, come join us, I'd love for that, more diversity.
Thank you, Justine. David?
Yeah, I was a little annoyed because I was the only right-wing person, and yet with the rotation, I got skipped a couple of times. But I think I would like to suggest a structured rotation policy, because empathy, I think people like to associate empathy with easy, but it's not. You know, I think if it's easy, you're actually not doing it right. So I think people naturally kind of shied, even though they're interested in what I say, they naturally kind of shied away from me. And I think it showed in our last session. So I'd like to recommend that we have a more of a static rotation policy. And as far as this, the lack of right-wing people in here, I think that's kind of up to me as well, because I guess, you know, you guys don't have my friend pool, you know, so my opinions are very kind of unique for right-wing, actually. You know, I'm my own person, but I will try to be more diligent in tossing this idea to other people in my political affiliation to join these things, because a lot of them already have a negative outlook on empathy on how it's been advertised by the left. So that's all.
I want to emphasize what David is saying. Lou, I might suggest to you and Edwin
Yes.
to really hear what he's saying, because I didn't totally understand that we were supposed to keep going in the same direction. And I thought, oh, we're supposed to change it up. And I didn't understand that direction. And I think that's valid.
Okay. I mean, I think the rule of thumb is in any one round, everyone should be a listener before, or everyone should have a chance to speak before someone gets to speak again. And so that means, yeah. And I try to enforce that as a facilitator. If I see that not happening, I might say to someone, well, you need to pick this person because they haven't had a chance to speak yet. And so, yeah, I hear what you're saying, and that's good feedback for us. So thank you, everyone, for participating tonight. Really appreciate it, and hopefully, I hope you will come back again. Edwin's doing circles on Saturday, and I'm doing circles on Thursday nights. So that's regular, and I hope you come back, and I'll see you again. And please invite someone. If each person invites a person to come, that will help us grow it. Each one invite one.
And David will actually be facilitating them on Saturday evening, 7 p.m. Pacific time, in 2 weeks. So
cool.
That's the third ongoing group.
All right.
So.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for facilitating.
Bye.